a tough test for Rogue. And you heard it from Gibbs. Just 2 game wins in the last 4 matchups that Rogue has had against NRG. That is what you call getting dominated. We'll see if Rogue's fortunes turn for the better.
Yeah, that's like the last thing you want to go in to give yourself confidence is you haven't even won enough individual games in the past, like, what, you say 4 times that
4 series.
Yeah, that's unreal. And now the demo from Garrett G, the speed shot from Justin. You can already see NRG warmed up, ready to go. Good demos all across, and we've got a very fast-paced game ahead of us, James.
And that was already a quality save from First Killer. That shot coming in, it looked like an easy save for First, but he had 0 boost, had to time that perfectly. And we know that Rogue has the mechanical players. We talk about the mechanical players every time. Churro and First. Kronovi has that clutch factor, the veteran.
Yeah. I think, you know, sometimes Justin goes for dribbles, though, and I think that you mentioned it yourself. First Killer could be, you know, the shining light now. And Turo, I was talking about First Killer's dribbling skills as 1v1 prowess, but now Turo, I guess he's been throwing himself in those ranked games, too.
Oh, Turo, the delay on that flick was deadly. He got Justin to bite early. And Churro, he was making some highlight plays yesterday. Keeps it going here.
I would love to see a Rogue win here. I mean, we talked so much shade about Rogue, getting destroyed by NRG, but, you know, that was a different Rogue, I'd say, because we've seen more wins, more momentum now gathered from Rogue against those lower tier teams, and that's why I think this is going to be their best series potentially against NRG.
I mean, it's not really that much shade when you're just talking statistics.
Yeah.
Just looking at the paper, NRG has had Rogue's number. So Rogue will have to find a way to beat this NRG team that has really not even made it close every time they've matched up as of late. Rogue getting that first goal. That is a good start. We'll see if they hold on. Justin will stay with it. Oh, no, Garrett comes in. I didn't even see Garrett waiting in the wings. And it didn't seem like the defense did either.
Yeah, I don't think so. Garrett G, he got his corner boost all the way on the defensive side. Turo was very slow to get up for this. I don't think he expected Garrett G to boost all the way from midfield and still go for that, because it seemed like Turo, if he had just boosted as well, he would have outpaced Garrett G. And in those situations, maybe you just assume Garrett G is going to make the smartest decision, but in fact, he just ball chases and gets the goal.
I think, and perhaps I think Turo's vision was on Justin, who was coming off the ceiling.
Yeah. Especially if that ball came on and that ball's all the way up on the wall, you don't even see where the other players are.
Yeah, and if you see Justin going for it, you have to respect it. Justin, one of those players that demands respect. And it's a great way to abuse it if you're NRG. Backboard pass. First. It's a good read. Squishy still got a piece of it, but it drops down to Kronovi. The pass upfield. He gets a block as well. I thought Kronovi had given up possession. But that second touch has put Rogue on the attack. Now in front of net, Garrett will clear it out. Off the bounce, did get a piece of it, but Kronovi was in an awkward situation. Squishy up to Justin. Justin almost got the shot lower corner, but it bounced off the post and out. Far clear, Squishy last back off his own wall. He'll take it up to the ceiling. Going for an air dribble. Kicks over to Justin. Justin.
Follow
backward pass to himself. Backward pass again. And Churro will clear it to the side. Now with a double tap.
And this is looking good for NRG. Whenever they get that pressure on and they're taking those corner boosts, it's just going to be Justin swiping across the field, constantly looking for those annoying touches. And it's going to be Garrett G or Squish then to follow it up. So be cautious of that. If you're going to watch Justin, see how he rotates into the corners and keeps the pressure for NRG.
And another win from Justin in that corner, getting it all the way down to Rogue's half. Kronovi dribbling it on his own backboard. Gonna go for a pinch. Squishy blocks it at the midfield. First beats Justin to the ball. Now we'll have to race Garrett. It's a block. First Killer doing some work. Churro lobbing it to the NRG backboard. Can't get the second hit. And the corner First will lay it up right in front of net. Squishy airborne, gets the 50, Justin rebound, and he's blocked as well. And that is always a scary moment. First killer was going for the dribble fake. But anytime you hit it in front of net like that, Turtle, when you're on the offensive end, you're asking for trouble when you bounce past it right in middle.
Oh, 100%. But we've also seen some solid attempts from Rogue on the counterattacks. If they can withstand that clear from NRG where somebody's on the other side and redirects it towards net, and you get a block, that's when you can strike against NRG. That's when they're the most vulnerable. It's still going to be difficult because their recovery is basically unreal, and they barely give you any time or a small window to capitalize against them. But there is still a chance if you get that first block.
Now block out to Justin. First killer has a ricochet go back. Squishy will pop it to the corner. Kronovi gonna let this touch. 1-1 overtime. Rogue hanging right in there with NRG. And this would do wonders for their confidence. 4 series, 2 game wins. They could increase that number by quite a bit with a win here. Just talking percentage-wise. Turo can end it here. He does. Lower corner off the pass from first killer. And Rogue will take game 1.
Oh my goodness. Look at this passing play from everyone on Rogue. First killer bangs that into the middle. And Justin, there's so much reliance on Justin to read that pass and go out into the midfield to try and get an interception. It was too fast for him to even notice what was going on. And that is the counterattack from Rogue we had been waiting for.
And that game, that was 33.3 repeating % of their wins versus NRG in the last 5 series. So, you know, that is how dominant NRG has been, but this is a different Rogue team, or so it seems. Excellent team passing play. Turo had that first goal. As we take a look at the highlights, Turo's first goal was wonderful. You see him getting down to the ground, delaying his flick, playing it around Justin. And the second goal, NRG tying it up. We saw Garrett streak in, and we almost saw that play. You forget that Justin hit the post on that one shot.
That's the hardest thing to do against NRG, is hold on to those to your net and get the save whenever NRG can have a redirect off of a big clear. NRG are really good at counterattacks themselves, and if you can get in front of that block, then boom, Kronovi gets a big clear out to first killer, who's going to pass the Turo in the midfield. Rinse and repeat. Still going to be difficult. The pressure mounting for NRG. They're not going to let up, and they're not going to let the first game get to them whatsoever.
Justin almost scored that double tap. Squishy denied as well. Rogue's defense, when they're given an opportunity to make a defensive stop, they have been. Garrett dribbling. Positioned for the 50. Up in the corner, Turo passes across. Justin still got there. Now Squishy will pass it off the corner. Justin goes for net. Turo will skip it to the corner. Some good hustle from NRG.
Yeah, and Justin, the pre-jump in midfield to get a piece of the ball and move forward. That's how dangerous he can be whenever you're a little bit too predictable, and yet NRG didn't get away with a goal here. Still looking threatening is the Rogue offense. Defense now getting tested even more for NRG, and this is a very close game. I'm so excited because Rogue, they have stepped up to the plate with the speed and also their defense.
And you can see their defense being pressed now. First killer clearing that out, and great speed from first killer. Gets it out to Kronovi, who gave up possession. Squishy airborne, can't get it around Turo. Justin towards net, he scores! NRG's pressure overwhelming Rogue.
Whew. Oh yeah, look at this play from Squishy, keeping it close, then forces Turo to go off the ceiling with his hit. And Justin was so fast to get up to that ball. I just mentioned Rogue matching the pace, but it doesn't even feel like you have what it takes to meet Justin in the air, let alone get a block on a difficult angle where he still found the net.
That was lovely car control from Justin. Probably weren't expecting such a hard shot, but that is how good Justin is. And now this one almost found the back of the net. It was a pinch. Squishy tried to force the issue. Garrett off the ceiling, going for the backboard, and Turo had just enough to get there. It's almost as if game 1 was like throwing a rock at a beehive. NRG swarming all over Rogue's half now. On the fake from Turo. Kronovi or the fake from Kronovi rather. Turo will get the goal. Look at Kronovi. He jumps for it. Justin's thinking he's going for the hit. And then it drops.
Oh my goodness. And I actually heard the sound of Kronovi touching the ball. That's how close it was. I thought I heard something, but I guess I was mistaken because Kro, he barely had any boots. He was picking up pads. He definitely had enough to get a touch. Maybe it was planned because Kronovi, those are the type of plays that we expect out of Kro. You know, normally it's not these insane mechanics that maybe Just will pull off, but it's really unique shots that the defense is just looking at themselves like, what happened? How did this go in?
Kronovi, creative, to say the least.
Yeah.
The first ever world champion. And that was a fun experience at the Avalon, watching Kronovi and iBuyPower Cosmic win it all. It's incredible. Kronovi still playing at this level. Right now, taking on the #1 team in North America, without a doubt, NRG. They fell game 1. Rogue now tied in game 2. Maybe they can do it again. Garrett centers to Squishy. Squishy shot is blocked by First. Turo will stay in front of net and get that save.
Wow.
NRG, we've seen the passing in the Rogue half. They've been testing Rogue over and over, but Rogue continued to make these big stops.
Yeah, and that's all thanks to First Killer with that initial save. That's what you want to see, because NRG, that's their final shot. If you can get that save, you've got a good possibility of getting a solid counterattack. That's what won them the first game, so long as that save does come out from First Killer. It's going to be nearly impossible to prevent every single shot as Justin flies through Baturo. I thought it was nearly impossible, but I guess almost every shot you're saving now on Rogue.
First. Lobbing it towards the net. Justin couldn't get it past Kronovi. Squishy will tap it up to himself. Pushes it past Turo to the corner. First dribbling. Oh, this is a tough spot for Justin, but he gets the stop. Rebound out to Kronovi. First touch control. Off the backboard. Turo gonna drop it into the middle. First killer save from Justin. Oh, Turtle, I thought that was in the net.
Justin had to pre-jump, then get the backflip on that shot. This is both defenses hitting one last-second dire save in a moment that could have changed the outcome of this match. Game 2 still tied up.
Rogue is not backing down. A pinch from First Killer. That'll put it all the way to the corner, bouncing towards net. Squishy goes up. First had Kronovi in the middle. A pass too far forward. Now the counterattack. Turo can't get there in time. Backboard bounce. Squishy turns for this. Kronovi will get it by him. Kronovi upfield. He's out of boost. Turo opts to keep the ball in play. Garrett passes to the middle. This gives NRG a chance. First Killer will tap it to the ground. Back-to-back overtimes. Turo was able to slot it lower corner.
Yeah.
Off of the team passing play. What'll happen this time?
Oh my goodness. Even in the last few seconds as we were going into overtime, I was on the edge of my seat because Justin had a chance. Squishy banged it off the backboard. Justin just came in too fast to his aerial. He's going to want that one back as we've got overtime, and it's a test of the defense. Who will miss that final save that we've been seeing on both sides?
Turo streaking back. Will roll it up the wall. Got the corner boost as well. Missed his musty clear.
Which is there.
He was ready if Kronovi wasn't going to be there. Kronovi with the demo. This is going to kick right out to Turo. Turo, a heavy first touch. Perhaps playing the ground game. First Killer has to make a panicked hit off the backboard. Infield pass. Garrett's there. And NRG will answer back with a win in game 2.
Oh, and it's the vision from Squishy. He knew that First Killer was going to bang that one into the corner, at least try to, and Garrett G was just in position the whole time. I had confidence Squishy was passing it out, and all that stemmed from First Killer's mistouch. If you're going to put it into the corner, you have to try and let it roll up instead of bounce directly out for Squishy then to make a play off of it.
And I would even say, dating it a little further back, Turo, the ball was rolling back to him. He could have gone for that pop and maybe an air dribble or a flip reset play, but he had a heavy first touch, which gave up possession to NRG, which started that counterattack. So that was a tough overtime for Rogue. They let off the gas a little bit. and NRG never slowed down.
Oh, man. It was so close. That save from Justin, too, where it was slid to the corner. And then this one, it was First Killer who got that first one that I thought maybe Rogue would have it. Then Justin, he pre-jumped the save and was going to miss until he saved that flip to recorrect himself. The reaction time to get that alone is insane. And First Killer just did the same thing on the other side.
And that's the reaction time. Justin pre-jumping as soon as he saw that shot hit. He knew where it was going.
Yeah.
Got that backflip. Able to make that save.
Yeah, this is amazing. I mean, if we're getting defense like this, crazy striking, this is all you want from a series.
Demo from first on Justin. Turo in reverse. First Killer lobbing it off the arc, but now it's cleared down to the corner. Kronovi blocked by Squishy. Now it's down to Turo. Self-pass off the sidewall. He'll boom it upfield. Garrett gets bumped. This could be a chance for Rogue. Kronovi challenge it, good bounce, but Justin up very fast. Turo will block it back down. Squishy coming in with the assist. Kronovi off the corner. Almost had the dunk on Justin as well.
Oh, good 50. You can see Justin there in the midfield. He's pushing out. And he gets that win. It gives time for Garrett G, now Squishy, to take the corner boost, keep applying this pressure. And that's a good touch from Squishy. But the bumps from Turo, that's something that we've seen that's new now in Game 3 to Rogue's playstyle. Maybe they decided to go for something more physical and throw off this NRG defense.
Backboard bounce. Garrett up quickly. First with the block. Rebound out to Justin. He takes his time. Going for the 50. Garrett almost scored that. Goal line defense for Rogue, also making plays.
Yeah. And it's First Killer still the one who gets that save. You know, I would question the accuracy of Garrett G, and yet it's First Killer who has gotten some solid saves. Still the defense of Rogue. It's not let up.
That was a lovely pass from First Killer. Timing that so beautifully. Didn't even have to jump. Drove right into it. Got the center ball first. Gonna have to watch Justin going for the flip reset. Pass down to Garrett. Kronovi with the stop. Rogue had been pressed back to their own goal so many times. Turo will save that attempt. Turo, not a ton of boost. First off the ceiling and down. Justin clearing to the side. Kronovi, wall pass. Turo is there. Got the flip reset off the ceiling, but the touch was a bit too heavy-handed. First. Seeing if Squishy could deny that backboard. Squishy did so, and now clears it downfield. Draw off his own ceiling. It's going to be centered. First Killer will help out. Second effort from First Killer. Will center a double commit from NRG, but Justin will recover on the backboard. Now going for it again. Pops it up for Garrett. Garrett blocked by Turo, but it's down for Squishy, who's going for the air dribble. Flip reset. First will tap it down. And Kronovi will get the clear, but gets demoed for it right away. Oh my goodness, First Killer! Over Justin. Kronovi, even though he got demoed, got that ball out, and First Killer in the 1v1 situation made the most of it. Look at that shot.
I can't believe how fast he is to recover off the backboard, and he instantly jumped, knowing he could get a touch on the ball and force that one in. First Killer. He was glued to it. He didn't let up, and must have had ball cam on the whole time, because I don't know how we saw the ball even bounce back up.
First Killer is looking in form today, Turtle.
Yeah.
And this is that First Killer that can really change the trajectory of a series all on his own. Gets a demo. The bounce shot. That one off the post and in. NRG respond quickly.
Oh, yeah. Look at this pass from Squishy into the midfield. Then Garrett G banging it off the backboard. Justin now taps it down for Garrett G, who would have actually, if he had not gone for that, Kronovi would have gotten the save. So it's really good that Garrett G kept rotating on the offensive side, just in case that shot from Justin wasn't enough. And you've seen Rogue get those last-second saves, so it seems like that's a good adaptation and response from NRG.
And that was a really creative touch from Justin. He had jumped up, saved his jump till the last second, his second jump rather, till the last second. Flipped and got that touch perfectly down. Now airborne. Justin blocked by Churro. Garrett will pop it by. Kronovi straight up field first. Back to Kronovi. Kronovi first touch. Trying to get around it. We'll go for the backward pass, and Justin will get a piece of it, clearing it downfield. Churro back to Kronovi. Kronovi almost had it back. Rogue, their team passing plays have been working out quite nicely for them when they've been able to hit them. Still going for them. NRG, a tough defense to beat.
What I like about Rogue and their offense is how fast these passes are coming in. You know, NRG, they've got some good pace of their own, but it's normally on the shots. But Rogue, the passes are instantaneous when you're going for the midfield hits, and it doesn't let NRG predict where it's going to go. They can't even get in the intercepting lanes because it's too fast. The pass, even if you read it, you can't get a piece of it.
Justin shut down Garrett. The tip. Justin trying to throw off first. Does well to do it. Kronovi going for the corner. Squishy will keep it up. In front of net, the pass.
No way, Garrett.
It sneaks through to Garrett. Garrett, top corner. The buzzer beater from Garrett G.
Oh my goodness, look at the control from Squishy. He saw the hit from Kronovi and read him like a book, carried it up the wall, got the perfect pass out to Garrett G. These guys weren't even sweating. A buzzer beater, and it looks so easy for him.
And that was an exciting finish.
Oh, yeah.
0-second goals, always fun to witness. And you thought that it might happen. As soon as Justin got in front of First Killer on that backboard, he messed up First Killer's touch, which then put the ball in a tough position where Squishy was able to move to the corner. Credit to Squishy for keeping that play alive and passing it so well around the defense.
Well, we're going to see it again, and I want you to pay attention to where Squishy's position. And also, you got to mention that First Killer hit. That was such a good response to recover off the backboard. And still, look at the shots and the passing from Rogue. It's so speedy. And this is what all started it now for NRG to get that win, was Squishy controlling it. And he had to predict and read where Kronovi was trying to go, because Kronovi almost faked him a bit, trying to smack it down earlier on. And Squishy called his bluff the whole time.
And Squishy, you saw Churro, he was stretching for that. He knew what was coming if that ball made it. And
I would have been scared too.
And there was good reason. Garrett G blasted that top corner. And that was a game where you really point to as being the game in the series. It's tough to imagine NRG giving up this lead now. But Rogue has showed some grit and determination, but it might be the end of them. Squishy, lower corner shot past both defenders in net.
Yeah. Oh, and look at the dunk from Garrett G. Normally the shot from Squishy would have been saved as well, but the accuracy out of NRG has increased as this series has gone on. And we've seen Garrett G, Justin, even Squishy himself all hit that shot towards the middle of the net, and that's what gave Rogue the opportunity to get a save. Off the post now, Garrett G from the kickoff. You mentioned it, James. For Rogue, this is difficult. That last game was so important, and the buzzer beater now, NRG have all the momentum.
And that even pinched off Garrett and one of the defenders and still goes right for the post. That was a tough break for Rogue, giving up that kickoff goal.
A lot of time, though. I mean, Rogue, I like the physical plays that they were involving in the third game that we just saw. But sometimes it felt like their defense, because they were going for the physical plays, was too slow to get back. And they were actually giving NRG more time on offense so long as they could recover from those demos.
We see a demo from First Killer upfield. Kronovi tried to dribble around Squishy, but Squishy, the flick would have needed to be a lot better to get it past him.
Yeah. And look at all this space now for NRG. That demo came out, and then you could see tons of time for them just to go for a dribble, get a couple plays, a triple commit, pinch from NRG. They're not phased. It doesn't matter. They can still carry this one out.
And Squishy gets the demo on Kronovi as well. So much space for NRG. Justin taking his time, blasted that one, but First Killer, he's been making a lot of saves this series.
Yeah.
Will steal that corner boost. Pinch goes to the opposite Rogue corner. Kronovi beat to the ball by Squishy. Churro will hit it hard towards the side. Garrett center to Justin. Justin off the backboard perhaps, but First killer gets up and denies it. Might have been hitting the crossbar. Doesn't matter. First in net. He won't take any chances.
Yeah. Still looks a little bit rough, though, for NRG with that one attack. I mean, they've looked good the whole game, but with that instance, you usually expect them to go off the backboard. Maybe it's just because they're up 2-0. They're just going for more shots. Not as nervous. Now, bumps from Rogue. Doesn't really throw off NRG. Let's see what happens. No, it's just given back to Garrett G, who has the clear, and they can go on offense even after the physical plays from Rogue came out.
Kronovi scooping up that mid boost as well. Going to steal the corner boost. Maybe NRG. Maybe they'll get boost drained to the point where Rogue can get one in. Drop down. Kronovi, the opening, and there it is. Rogue now within one.
Oh, this is the best timing now for bumps. I mentioned it. It's not going to work if you don't have the timing. First killer flies across. He touches Garrett G and Justin, who go up for that shot. Garrett G actually was going to recover because he saw the bump was going to happen and still got hit himself. First killer, you're annoying to deal with, but it's a great play from him.
And you saw Squishy, he wasn't in rotation because he was sitting on the corner boost pad waiting for it to respawn.
Yeah.
Kronovi, smart play from him, going for the tactical advantage. Rogue are back in this one.
Plenty of time.
Kronovi testing Garrett. First touch from first. Now the pinch will send it far over Turo's head. That's going to bounce out to the middle for Garrett. Garrett flip reset, backboard pass to Justin. Justin, the low shot. Kronovi keeps it out. Still not out of it just yet. Garrett pops it, will follow.
The dunk?
Now the dunk on the goal line. Kronovi, light touches, gets some help from Turo. Man, I thought NRG was certainly going to get another one there.
Yeah, and that was Justin. He had the shot. It was all thanks to Garrett G's flip reset off the backboard. And Justin's hit was just too weak. It's a usual occurrence where we see Justin not smash the ball into the back of the net. And now they're still only trailing by one. That would have been so huge for NRG had they gotten the security goal.
And Garrett, smart play to get up so fast. Squishy. Now to Justin. Justin right at Kronovi. He had Garrett upfield. This could be bad. For NRG, rather. Turo can't get the double touch. First, will back pass it. Kronovi pops it high. Another challenge from Garrett. Well done. First up fast. Squishy. Now to Kronovi. Kronovi picking up pads. Gets it over to first, but Garrett will shut down that play. Under a minute left to go. Rogue trying to tie it up.
That was a huge save from Garrett G. Justin had missed that hit to receive the clear, and it gave Rogue the possession to go then for a counterattack, and Garrett G had sniped out the 1v1 play, saving Justin on that miss.
No, first. Delicate touch to Kronovi, and they're still on it. Somehow Justin will get the stop. Rogue still looking threatening in these final moments. Need to get one more. Perhaps this is it. Turo off the backboard. It bounces down. He can't get the double tap. Final 10. Turo will have it bounce. Going to go for it again. Wins the 50. Squishy has to hit this to the ground. It stays up. Kronovi.
They could do it.
Over to Turo. Turo. Gonna bounce it off the backboard. Justin to the middle. First killer gets dunked on by Justin. It goes back and hits the ground in Rogue's half. NRG win the series 3-1. And Turtle, that overtime win with Garrett, or the buzzer beater by Garrett, rather, that really felt like that was it. As soon as Garrett hit it, you felt like NRG was going to get the win.
Yeah, and that changed everything. NRG didn't even look the best that we've seen out of them. There were a couple of chances, specifically, for Justin, where he had a couple of opportunities to touch it on the offensive side, receive it clear, throw off the defense. He missed a couple of times. And then also on offense, there were some shots that were just too weak. I expected this to be a 3-1, 4-1 game. And that means that in the final moments for Rogue, when they had all that pressure, wouldn't even have mattered because of all the security for NRG. So if they can pick it up even a little bit, that's how dominant NRG are. You know, even in a game where things aren't always connecting, they still come out with the win. The defense gets tested. Garrett G has the save and has Justin's back in those moments where he misses.
And Justin, I thought, looked incredible as well. He was making those defensive stops, making those offensive touches. He was really everywhere, doing quite well for NRG. But if you're Rogue, that's also a pretty good series. They stuck right with NRG.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And it almost went the other way. It could have. Just a few moments didn't go their way. So Rogue, they will lose that series, but they're still in it in this race to the playoffs. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, more RLCS X.